So in this video, I'm going to show you how to modify this to work with this. Here you go. So this is your stock pressure plate and lifter plate. Both are drilled and tapped and only use 3 bolts. If you buy one of these, it has 6, so you can take advantage of all these 3 other nubs on here that are actually for the most part already drilled out. But we can drill and tap those 3, so that way we can use 6 bolts to hold down our pressure plate. Why would you do that? If you're gonna run something like 60% or higher springs, it's an excellent idea. This is a solid billet piece of aluminum, and this is just a cast piece of aluminum. And with only having 3 bolts and being cast, it's not going to hold up to 60% springs, definitely not 80%, and maybe not even Hayabusa springs if you're running those, if you're cheaping out and trying to get ahead. Just get the legit Sex Machine Racing SMR springs, throw in a clutch, and you're good. So here's everything you're going to need. You got your pressure plate, your new one. I'll go over why there's 2 here in a second. This is your old one, don't need it. This is what we're going to modify. This is our Honda plate clutch pressure. This is the part number. Buy real Honda parts. I don't even know if there's any junk out there for these, but get that. We're using the other plate, so we're going to need new bolts. Get all new bolts. Don't be a cheap ass. M6 by 1 by 20. It's just a flange, head, cap, screws. When you go to the hardware store, don't get anything that's got ridges underneath it. You want it nice and flat underneath that head, because it's going to go up against the plate, and if you have one with ridges underneath it, I always call them whiz nuts or whizzed flange bolts. I don't know what the hell the real name is, but it's going to eat up the aluminum. You don't want aluminum running through your engine. You need a 13/64 drill bit. If you're anywhere in the world other than the United States, it's 5 mil. You want an M6 by 1 tap. Doesn't matter the end. There's different kinds of taps. Just get an M6 by 1. You also need a piece of wood so you don't drill into your bench or anything else. And don't forget your pussy mittens. You want to keep your hands clean. Girls don't like dirty fingernails. We all know why. Tap fluid. You never want to hit a dry hole. Tap fluid, doesn't matter what you get. Magic tap, anything. I'll have links to all this crap that's available on Amazon. Don't forget your drill. I'm not going to link a drill. You know how to find a drill. If you don't have one, go to your neighbor, go to your grandpa, or anybody that looks like a real man. They're going to own a drill. Or a chick that knows how to do shit. She's going to have a drill too. Borrow it, bring it back. Don't say you're going to and never do. Okay, first thing we need to do is drill out this pressure plate so we can tap it for our new bolts, for our 6 new bolts. So you take your pressure plate. Only 3 of those are drilled. Some of yours guys are going to have, this isn't going to be blocked off. It'll go all the way through. That's fine. It doesn't matter either way. You don't want to drill it from this side though, either way, even if it's not blocked. You want to drill from this side. It's already got a nice little chamfer on it to get you centered up. You don't need to worry about using a drill press, anything like that. Just take a block of wood, lay it on your bench, and you can hold it. Just get a good grip on it. Make sure you're drilling through this into the wood, not into your table, your bench, or whatever. Lube up your drill bit. You can put some in the hole if you want. Just line it up and then take it down. Nice and easy. The hole's already close to the right diameter. And it's just a matter of doing that 3 times. It'll kind of guide you through if you're off center, but do your best to hold it straight up and down. You can go slow. The drill bit will actually pull itself down through. That's all drilled out. You need to clean it off first before you try and tap it out. So just blow on it with some compressed air, or you can rinse it out. You can rinse it out in the sink if you want. So once you've got your 3 holes drilled, again, that's 13/64 drill bit. It's time to do some tap work. Get that all lubed up. Make sure you're in the right holes. We want this one, this one, this one. Line it up. A nice new sharp tap is always the best to use because it'll go right in, nice and easy. Technically, you're supposed to turn, I don't know what it is, a turn or 2, and then back it out to clean out the flutes. The flutes are these indentations here. That's where all the metal's gonna go that you're cutting away for your thread. Aluminum is so soft, it goes through like butter. You should back it off though. Don't just run run through the whole way without backing it out, because you'll end up galling up the threads, it's called. It's when you get any of that material built up in the flutes and you end up screwing up your threads, which you don't want to do. Make sure you're going to poke through the other side. You want full thread depth here. You want that tap to go all the way through. If you don't go down far enough, then the bolt is going to end up bottoming out and you'll probably end up breaking that whole boss off if it's not deep enough. So you do the one hole and then you do the other two. Always make sure you clean your tap off before you get the next one. You can hold it up like this if you want. You don't have to hold it down on the bench. And then back it out, and there's only one left. So after you got these drilled out, all 6 of them, it's all nice and purty, you're ready. You're able to use this 6-bolt pressure lift plate and utilize all 6 of these bosses here. Make sure you get these hardened bolts too. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. They're usually marked on the head 8.8 or I think it's 10.9 or 10.6, I can't remember. But you want the one that starts with a 10. It has a higher tensile strength, it's not going to snap. These are small bolts to begin with, and we're putting a lot more spring pressure on them. That's why we're doubling up the number of bolts and why you should be getting hardened or higher strength, higher tensile strength bolts that hold it together. There's 2 versions. This is the original one. They both have the same part number. I didn't mic them out. They're still in the package. But just looking at them, there's really only one difference I can see is right here. This has a chamfer on the inside, and this is actually the older one. And the newer one doesn't have that chamfer. My assumption is it's not necessary to have that, so they just left it off, put their name on it and a part number, and they're calling it version 2. Probably because it's cheaper to make that way. I don't know. But this is what I'm going to use. This plate, this lifter plate, this version 2 lifter plate, and some springs. I'm going to get show you guys how to make pumps, modified oil pumps. All this stuff is going to be at the small bore rally and the raffle that I'm sponsoring down in Tennessee on June 11th, 12th, and 13th this year down in Townsend, Tennessee. Make sure you head on down. It's going to be a good time. They got all kinds of good raffle prizes. There's going to be like 300-400 people there. I don't know. It's open up the scooter pooters too, as well as the Grom guys, UZ guys too. Watch your butts around them. But I'll be sure to see you down there. You know what I look like. Come up, grab my ass and say hi, pat me on the head and say good boy. I don't give a shit. Just make yourself known. It's always great making new friends, always great meeting new people. No matter who you run into, you can learn something from them. I don't care how old they are or how young they are. Everybody's got something to teach somebody else. And that's one of the great things about being a human, I guess. I don't know. Just being an old man spitting out stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. Post them in the comments. I know this is kind of a short, dumb video, but this stuff is easy, guys. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take a lot of money, and it really goes to the longevity of your build, the performance of it, and it's good to learn a new skill. The skills pay the bills. Don't forget that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. Hit a like, a dislike, whatever. I'll be sure to see you out on the internet, on the IG. That's where I'm most active. And I'll see you at the next group ride. Peace. See you at the small bore rally.